Hi children, this is Lakshmi Arvinda. Today we are going to see about the number system. In that number system, children, already we had seen two parts. This is the third part. In the two parts, we had seen what is a real numbers and what are the different types in that, and what are the decimal expansions and how to represent on the number lines, rational numbers and irrational numbers, and different operations and all we had seen. Now in this video we are going to see operations on the real numbers. Means it may be a basic arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Now, if we'll see in a real numbers, we are having again two types, that is rational and irrational numbers. In a earlier standards, we already learnt about the rational numbers. Whenever we'll add two rational numbers, we'll get a rational number. Means whenever we'll multiply two rational numbers, we'll get a rational number. Like that. Now, if we'll take real numbers, we'll be having both rational and irrational. Now, if we'll perform a operation between basic arithmetic operation between a rational and irrational, then how the result it will be? Means one blind thing to remember is if we'll perform a operation, any arithmetic operation between rational and irrational, the answer should be irrational. If an arithmetic operation between two irrational numbers, then the answer may be a irrational or rational. Okay, now that points only I explained here. See here, when the addition or subtraction operation is done on a rational and irrational number, the result is an irrational. Means the combination of rational and irrational always irrational. Here if we'll see root 3 plus 6. Root 3 is irrational. Now if we'll add 6 also, entirely it will become irrational only. When the multiplication or division operation is done on the rational number, which is with an irrational number, the result is an irrational number. Again same thing children. Here we are doing multiplication and division between rational and irrational. As I told you at the starting, rational, irrational, combination always irrational. So here also same, root 3 into 6. Root 3 is irrational. If you will multiply that with the 6, automatically the result also irrational. Next, when two irrational numbers are added, subtracted, multiplied or divided, any operation if you perform, the answer may be irrational, may not also. Means may be a rational also. How it will be means, see here. For example, if you'll see the first example, root 6 plus minus root 6. Here if we'll remove the brackets, we'll get root 6 minus root 6 will get cancelled, will get a 0. 0 is again rational number, not a irrational. The second example also same way. Even third example, you can see that root 3 into root 3. Root 3 into root 3, whenever we will multiply, root will get cancelled and we will get 3 as a answer. 3 is again a rational number, not a irrational number. Next, root 17 by root 17. Here also same. Root 17 we can cancel. The result is 1. So 1 is again a rational number, not a irrational. So what we can conclude from these 3 points means, whenever we'll perform any operation, arithmetic operation between a rational and irrational, the answer must be a irrational. If any arithmetic operation between two irrational, then the answer may be a irrational, may not also. Now see, based on that, classify the following numbers as rational or irrational. The first question, 2 minus root 5. By seeing that only we can say children, 2 is rational, root 5 is irrational. So automatically the result is rational and irrational combination always irrational. So the answer is irrational. For that only explanation here they are giving. 2 minus root 5 is equals to 2 minus root 5 value is 2.236067999 and it will be keep on going. So if we'll subtract that, we will get 0. Minus 0.2360679. It will also keep on going children, which is non-terminating, non-recurring decimal. So this is an irrational number. Next here, 3 plus root 23 minus root 23. Here 3 plus root 23 means irrational. Means rational plus irrational, irrational. Minus one more irrational. Maybe it may be a rational or irrational, children. So we'll see the answer. Now 3 plus root 23 minus root 23. So now here we can cancel root 23 and root 23. Then the answer is 3. Now 3 is, we can write it in a form of p by q, no, 3 by 1. So it's a rational number. Next one, here 2 root 7 by root 7. Here 7 by mistake extra printed, children, don't consider that. Then 2 root 7 by root 7, root 7 will get cancelled, we will get 2. So if the answer is 2, then we can write it in a form of p by q. So again it's a rational number. Means one irrational number 2 root 7, we are dividing with one more irrational number root 7, we are getting a rational. Next topic is surds or radicals, children, which is very important. See, what we'll call as a surd or a radical means if x is a positive rational number like a 2, 3, 4, 5, any rational number, and n is a positive integer, such that x to the power 1 by n is called as a, means is nothing but nth root of root x is called as a irrational. Then x to the power 1 by n is called a surd or radical. Okay. See, x should be a rational number, n should be a integer, both also should be positive. Then if we'll take the combination of n and x, means nth root of x if we'll take, then it should be a irrational number. Then that type of number is called as a surd or a radical. Here if you'll see the example, cubic root of 6, 3 means here 3 is one of the, 6 is one of the rational number and 3 is one of the integer. Now if you'll see entirely cubic root of 6, where we will not get a cubic root of 6, children. So the answer is irrational. So this is called as a surd. Like that you can take any of the example, children. Next, rationalization. What is meant by rationalization means if we'll take any two irrational numbers and if we'll multiply that irrational numbers and we'll make that as rational number, means converting a irrational into a rational is called as a rationalization. Now we'll see the statement also here. When two surds are multiplied together such that their product is rational. Surd in the sense what? Irrational number. So if we'll multiply any two surds, then the product should be a rational. Then the two surds are called as a rationalizing factors of each other. So because rationalizing factors means because of the one more surd, another surd is becoming as a rational. So this will be called as a rationalizing factors of each other. And the process where we are converting the irrational into rational is called as a rationalization. For example, here 5 root 3 into 3 root 3. If we'll take here 5 3s are 15, root 2, whenever we'll multiply, root and root will get cancelled, we'll get 2. So 15 2s are 30, which is a rational number. But 5 root 3 and 3 root 3 are two irrational numbers. After multiplying that 2, we are getting a rational number. So these two are rationalizing factors of each other, and this process of converting is called as a rationalization. Okay. Next, children, rationalizing the denominator. This process, that rationalization we did know, the same process will follow here to rationalize the denominator. See here, 1 by root means multiply or divide a given expression with the least rationalizing factor of its denominator. Simplify if necessary. Means we'll consider only the denominator. That denominator with what number if we'll multiply, we will get it as a, we can convert it as a rational. That we will see, and we will multiply with that number both numerator and denominator. Then we will get finally the denominator as a rational number. This process is called as a rationalizing denominator. If you'll see here, 1 by root 3. Here, sorry, 1 by root 2. Here root 2 is a irrational number. So now we have to rationalize that denominator. So to convert root 2 as a rational, the least number we can multiply is root 2. If we'll multiply with the root 2, root and root will get cancelled, we will get 2. So if we'll multiply only the denominator, it will become correct? No, children. Whatever we are multiplying in the denominator, same thing we have to multiply in the numerator. By that way, both will get cancelled. Means we are multiplying like with a 1. So now I am multiplying 1 into root 2 by root 2 into root 2. Now in a numerator 1 into root 2 only. In the denominator root 2 into root 2, root will get cancelled. The denominator is 2, where we are rationalizing the denominator. Now we will see few more sums based on that. Simplify each of the following expressions, children. Here simplification in the sense multiplication, like a binomial with the binomial. 3 plus root 3 into 2 plus root 2. Now take the first number 3 with 3 and multiply full second expression, that is 3 into 2 plus root 2. Next, take the second term in the first expression, that is root 3 into the entire expression, the next one. So root 3 into 2 plus root 2. Now multiply with 1 by 1, means 3 into 2 plus root 3, again we will distribute. 3 into 2, 6 plus 3 into root 2, 3 root 2. Next, root 3 into 2. 2 root 3 plus root 3 into root 6. Whenever we will take 3 2s are 6, both also having the square root. So entirely we will write square root of 6. Same way here, 3 plus root 3 into 3 minus root 3. Here we no need to multiply, children. It is looking like one of the identity a plus b into a minus b. So accordingly we can apply the formula a square minus b square. A is 3 and b is root 3. So a square means 3 square minus b square means root 3 square. So 3 square means 3 3s are 9 and root 3 square whenever we will take, that square and root will get cancelled. We will get 9 minus 3. So its answer is 6. Next, root 5 plus root 2 whole square. Here you can see the formula or identity. Which identity? A plus b whole square. What is the formula? A square plus b square plus 2ab. Here a is root 5 and b is root 2. So apply. A square means root 5 whole square plus b square root 2 whole square plus 2a root 5 b root 2. Now root 5 whole square means square and root will get cancelled. We will get 5 plus root 2 whole square means square and root will get cancelled. We will get 2 plus here 2 into root 5 into root 2. So both are having the same root. So we can multiply each other. We can write combinedly root 10. 5 2s are 10. So the answer is 5 plus 2. Again we can simplify as a 7 plus 2 root 10. Next, here one little logical question, children. What is that means? As we already discussed that pi is one of the irrational number. But whenever we will take the circumference of a circle, what is the formula? It's a 2 pi r or else pi into d. D is nothing but diameter. Okay. Now here if we'll see, recall, pi is defined as the ratio of the circumference c and circle diameter say d. That is, we know that the circumference c is equals to pi into d. So pi we can take as circumference by d, means here d if it will go that side, we will get c by d. It is looking like actually we know that pi is irrational, but it is looking like p by q form, c by d. So it will be a contradicts our statement, no, pi is irrational, that the contradict statement we can see here as a C by D. So how we can say for this means, here there is no contradiction at all, children. Whenever we will be measuring a length with a scale or any other device, we will get a quotient. Okay, therefore we cannot judge that circumference always a rational number. Okay, we cannot judge it as a rational number. So if C is not a rational number, automatically C by D is not a rational number. So the value of pi is also a irrational number. Okay. Next, rationalize the denominator of the following. First one, 1 by root 7. So here we can see that root 7 in the denominator. So with what number if we will multiply, we will get that root 7 as a rational number. With root 7 again. If we will multiply root 7 with the root 7, then we will get 7, which is a rational number. So 1 by root 7 into denominator if we will multiply is okay? No, it will not get balance. So the same number we have to multiply in the numerator also. So 1 by root 7 into root 7 by root 7 is nothing but we are multiplying with 1. Okay. Because root 7 if it will get cancelled, 1 only no. Now in the numerator 1 into root 7 is root 7. In the numerator 1 into root 7 is root 7. In the denominator root 7 into root 7, root 49 is nothing but 7. Or else directly we can take that root 7 into root 7, root will get cancelled. We will get a 7. That's it. Next, 1 by root 7 minus root 6. In a previous sum, it was very easy. We'll just have taken like a direct way. But here we are having the denominator as root 7 minus root 6. So, how we can do this sum means, we'll try to make out the formula a plus b into a minus b. Why? Because if we'll make out that formula, then we will get direct squares, children. A square minus b square. So, to make out that formula, here we are having root 7 minus root 6, which we will feel like a minus b. So, now what we want? A plus b. So, a plus b means here a is what? Root 7 and b is what? Root 6. So, with what factor we have to multiply means root 7 plus root 6. If we'll multiply with the root 7 plus root 6, both the numerator and denominator, then in the numerator 1 into root 7 plus root 6 like that only. But in the denominator, as we planned already to make out the a plus b into a minus b formula or a minus b into a plus b formula, we can write a square minus b square. Here a is root 7 minus b is root 6. So whenever you will apply the formula, root 7 whole square minus root 6 whole square. That is, square and root will get cancelled. In a denominator, we will get 7 minus 6. That is root 7 plus root 6 in the numerator. In the denominator, 1. That's it, children. Next, we will see exponent rules. Here, in the exponent rules means here briefly they given, children. What is meant by exponent? First I'll just explain by the words. Here for example, if we'll take any number like 63 power 3. Okay. So here 63, whatever it is there down is called as a base, and power 3 I am saying no, that 3 is called as a exponent or indices or else power. Here if you'll see, for that type of sums, for that type of numbers, we are having different laws, and based on that laws we are having some sums also. Here very briefly it is there, I'll just explain you some laws or some rules about the exponents, and then we will see some problems also. Here if you'll see, the first one is product rule. Product rule means if we are having two numbers, two powers or two exponents like with the same base and they both are multiplying. Here you can see that n to the power x into n to the power y means n to the power x and n to the power y are in a product. Product means multiplication. In these cases, what you can write means n to the power x plus y. Okay, means we can take a say single base and we can add the powers. Now quotient rule is just little bit same like a product, but in the place of plus we'll take minus. Here quotient means here why we will call it as a quotient means here we'll do division. When we will get the quotient, whenever we'll do division, no. So here n to the power x by n to the power y, if we'll take, we can write it as a n to the power x minus y. Next, power rule means power to the power. If we are having n to the power x whole to the power y, then we can take a single power as n to the power x into y. Next, negative rule. If we are having any negative power, then we can make it as a positive by sending it into a denominator, or else from bringing from the denominator to numerator. Here we can see n to the power minus x it is there. So we can write it as a positive power by sending it into a denominator, means like taking a reciprocal 1 by n to the power x. Next, power of a product. Here if you will see n m whole to the power x, means this x is applicable for both n and m. So we can write it as n to the power x, m to the power x. Even vice versa also we can take. If it is there separately also we can take together. Same way here, n by m whole to the power x. So here also this x power is applicable for both n and m. So we can write it as separately n to the power x by m to the power x. Next, zero exponent. Anything power 0 is 1, children. Even if it is a 1 crore, power 0 means 1. The answer is 1. Here n to the power 0 is equals to 1. Exponent of 1. Anything power 1 it is there means itself. Okay. Then the same value we have to write. Now we'll see few sums on that. First one, 64 to the power 1 by 2. Now we have to simplify that. 64, how we can write, children? We can write as 8 into 8 is nothing but 8 square. 8 into 8 means 8 to the power 2. We already had seen this power rule. What is that? We can write it as a single power by multiplying. So 8 to the power 2 whole to the power 1 by 2. I can write 8 to the power 2 into 1 by 2. So 2 and 2 will get cancelled, will get 8. Next, 32 whole to the power 1 by 5. 32, how we can write means 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 is nothing but 5 times we are multiplying. So 2 to the power 5. So again same using the power law, we can write 2 to the power 5 into 1 by 5. 5 will get cancelled, will get finally 2. Next, 9 to the power 3 by 2. This is the second main. Here 9 to the power 3 by 2. Again 9 we can write as 3 square. So same power rule if we'll use 3 to the power 2 into 3 by 2. Again here 2 will get cancelled. 3 to the power 3 is nothing but 3 into 3 into 3, 27. Next, 32 to the power 2 by 5. So how you can write? 2 in 32 means 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, that is 2 to the power 5. Whole to the power 2 by 5 means we can multiply the powers, that is 2 to the power 5 into 2 by 5. 5 will get cancelled, will get 2 to the power 2 is nothing but 4. Next, children, here 125 whole to the power minus 1 by 3 it is there. Same way here we can see this is a negative exponent. So first we will try to convert it as a positive exponent by sending that into a denominator by taking the reciprocal. So after taking the reciprocal, 125 1 by 125 whole to the power 1 by 3, which is positive. Then 125 we can write 5 into 5 into 5 whole to the power 1 by 3. That is equals to 5 to the power 3 by 1 by 5 to the power 3 whole to the power 1 by 3. Now same power rule, 1 by 5 to the power 3 into 1 by 3. 3 will get cancelled, will get 1 by 5. Now final, children, first one simplification, 2 to the power 2 by 3 into 2 to the power 1 by 5 it is there. So as we know already from the product law, same basis, so we can add the powers. So 2 to the power 2 by 3 plus 1 by 5. If we'll add the two powers, we will get 2 to the power 13 by 15. Same way here, children, 1 by 3 to the power 3 it is there. So the whole to the power 7 is applicable for both 1 and 3 to the power 3. So whenever we will apply, we will get 1 to the power 7 by 3 to the power 3 into 7. So 1 to the power how many times will multiply also, we will get 1 only, and 3 to the power 21. That's it children, it's time for practice. Please practice these sums and send within a week homework children. Thank you. Keep learning. Lakshmi Aravinda.